Hello, beautifuls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Big hugs. We have our April 2024 energy reading guidance messages update. All of the things here. I've got my notes. We've got the sunflowers in the back. If you are here live, please do say hello in the chat. Welcome, Kathleen, to the Sunbeams. Right after this live, we have our monthly Soul Circle. So if you are interested in joining that, you can join your first one for free. If you're a member, you know where to find the code. If you are a newer member, then the code is going to be in the community tab on YouTube. So you'll see the Zoom link there. But this is on Zoom. This is a space for us to practice, to integrate, to really drop into connection, to go deeper into readings overall, like personal readings for each other. And yeah, it's a lovely space, and we get to be face to face on Zoom rather than seeing me and seeing everyone's little avatar. But if you are here, say hello, hello, Boston Guy 101. Hello, hello. If this is your first live with me, let me know. Yes, please do let me know. I'm excited. Like, as I am sitting here and everyone's popping in, I'm getting really excited about what this month is preparing us for. So today, and hello, Shadusia. Hi, Angela. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Regina. So, today we will be doing some personal readings after the live. I'll offer a few. If you are a member of the channel, you're going to receive your reading if you desire it on our Soul Circle, and we can kind of like talk back and forth about it. Um, but yeah, so make sure to stay till the end if you'd like a personal reading. I basically pull a card and light language may come through, it may not, but this is really just a message for you and your intention moving into this month. Hi, Mallory. Hey, Raymond. Hello, hello. Look at all the cute emojis. So beautiful. Those have been the colors. Yeah. Bastrika Pranayama later this month. I will look into it. I will look into it. I've definitely felt called to work a lot more with some pranayama and just sharing it overall. Same with the somatic practices. I saw that everyone really, really enjoyed that one. So I have a yoga inspired practice kind of coming through that can include some pranayama. But thank you so much. I will keep that in mind. Hi, Red Mars. Hello, hello. Alrighty. So make sure you are, if you want to take notes, if you want to light a candle, burn some incense. This is the space. We're getting into it. Hi, Jana. Hello, hello. It's so good to see y'all. So good to see y'all. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water and then we're going to take a few deep breaths and just drop into what the messages are. I wonder if you can hear like the go, 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 go. The go, 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 go. Alrighties. Let's see here. Okay. Hello. Hi, Julio. Thank you for being here from Houston, Texas. Amazing, amazing. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alrighties. So let's drop in, arriving here and now, recognizing that that is all that exists. What we hold from the past and the future lives within right now. It's what we hold. So just taking 5 deep breaths, perhaps closing the eyes if you're in a safe place to do so. If you're able to let the hands drop, let the weight of the elbows go, let the jaw loosen. Let yourself kind of sink here. into the earth. Beautiful. If you want to offer any words to yourself, any prayers, intentions, now is the time to do so. Gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I want to say that I am so, so grateful for each and every single one of you. I'm so grateful for this channel and this space and the community that we've created. And it continues to shift and change and grow. And I'm just in total awe. And this is definitely something that I've been, yeah, just really grateful for. Especially lately, I've been sinking into the realization of being like, whoa, look at what we've created. Look at what we've created. So just thank you. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for being subscribed. Thank you for joining these lives and the soul circles and all of the various things that I've been offering just full on intuitively, and not only supporting myself, but supporting you and supporting the overall journey of this loving remembrance that we're on. So just thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Appreciate y'all so much. All right. So I feel like my tummy's gonna growl, and that's all right. Let's see. We'll see if I get something yummy. All right. Yeah, I can feel it. We're all just like sitting into it. All right, let's get into this. April, boom, we're here. First of all, happy birthday to our Aries and Taurus family. Okay, or Cetus, and I think there's another sign as well. If we are looking at sky astrology and not necessarily the 12 zodiac system, but blessed solar return. My birthday is this month. My sister's birthday is this month. This is like a big birthday month with a lot of people that I know because yeah, Tauruses and Aries, we out here. So happy birthday. Alrighty, says anyone else? Does Aria like horses? What about the sounds? Yes, I love horses. I was a horse girl growing up. So yeah. Alrighty, so some energies coming through. The first thing, and I'm seeing that we have 7 likes. We're at 7 minutes here. 7 was a number that was really coming through. So I'm curious if anyone has been starting to see, repeating numbers. People can call them angel numbers, seeing and experiencing a lot of synchronicities and just like signs and symbols, maybe through plants or animals, the elements, the images and the symbols and the numbers that we're seeing. So if that is you, 777 was really, really coming through quite strongly. And this could mean something different for everyone. But when we start to see these, this is a beautiful time to pause and reflect, to take a breath, to notice, maybe what are your thoughts in that moment. Perhaps it is something that offers you a smile or welcomes you with joy, or just lets you know that, you're on the right path. Continue in this motion, this energy that you're in right now. This is exactly what we're looking for, what we are. And when I say we, it's more so like your soul, okay? So your soul is connected to your spirit guides and your angels and those that you work with within this lifetime, the people that you know. So this is that encouragement from this higher team, this higher source of energy. Yes to the sevens. Yeah. So this is a reminder for anyone that has been experiencing that more, or perhaps maybe you used to, and you're not necessarily seeing them a lot more. So the messages within this month are really going to assist us in this process of opening up to receive once again, and from a place that is not necessarily just from a higher perspective, from a place that is of the observer, from a place that is this multidimensional being experiencing life through the senses, through the body, through the mind, through the emotions, but recognizing that the soul here is not necessarily needing to be attached to all of these things. The ego loves to make that attachment, and we love to make that attachment as well, and to recognize that those attachments can come from past lives, through our lineage, and through this lifetime that we are experiencing now and what we are connected to, which is all things. So recognizing that in this return to the soul. So I wrote down the first thing that was coming through was to talk about the eclipse. All right. So we had an eclipse at the end of last month, a lunar eclipse. We have the solar eclipse. It's going to be a total solar eclipse. In Part of it is we're going to be able to see the total solar eclipse in America, which is amazing, and I'm going to be going to see it. If anyone else is, let me know. But this message that came through of this eclipse season was to remind everyone, especially also with the Mercury retrograde going on, that this is a space and time for rest. This is a space and time for reflection, for reopening, for beginning to look at yourself, to go inward, if that makes sense. To really start to regain the sense of trust within you and your intuition and your body overall. And this doesn't mean it's gonna just like happen like that. It's a relationship, remembering that it is a relationship that you have with yourself that is and can be nourished during this time. So during this eclipse portal that we are currently in, we are uniting with this solar energy. When I say solar energy now, I'm saying soul, sun, soul, right? The soul, the self, the source overall. So uniting back once again with that aspect of yourself. If you've been feeling like you've been going through a whirlwind of changes and transitions and confusion and feeling lost and just like feeling like you're in that tunnel and you do not necessarily see the end. You don't see the end. Every once in a while there will be like some sparks of light and you're like, okay, let me go follow that. All right, never mind, never mind, never mind. It's gone, it's done now, and I consumed it. And now it's time to recognize that this is an inward revolution that we are moving through as a collective. All right. So, this uniting with the self is a huge message. And in this process, what else came through was to stay soft and gentle with yourself. And this can mean something different for everyone. This can mean just offering more love to yourself, offering more grace or patience, when mistakes do arise, or when and if things don't fall through or not meeting your expectations. Like, bring awareness to what these expectations of, and notice your approach towards yourself in that process. Yes, we're not going to be so gentle and soft to the point to where it's like, all right, we're not getting anything done, we're not taking action, we're not integrating, we're not embodying, we're not actually being honest with ourselves. And I think that's a lot of the time, some people, and I know I used to see it this way too, like saw that as a weakness. That's that level and definition of softness and gentleness, but it is a gift. It is a gift, and to recognize that this is 100% about love, and we're talking about this unconditional love that is not going to necessarily say that you can be in these states that are not you, like, or I'm going to rephrase that. That is going to remind you who you are, to remind you who you are, and to recognize that you can be unconditionally loving to yourself in that process of remembering, of being with the energies that you are experiencing that are you in that moment, that are you. whether it be the anxiety, any specific thoughts and energies that you're moving through, the excitements, the whole spectrum of emotions, the sensations in your body, especially when it comes to the body. If we do not have a, let's say, much of a relationship with our body in the way that we think a relationship is, where you're conscious and you're, having a back and forth conversation, or like actually being able to listen and understand. Sometimes we get mixed signals from ourselves. Sometimes it's tough for us to pinpoint, okay, what is my intuition? Is this actually what my body is saying, or is this the mind, trying to protect me in some sensors way? So recognizing that for sure. Let's see. Move this way. Recognizing that and not necessarily needing to overthink things, but I guess what is the word? What is the word here? Exercising that muscle, almost exercising that muscle of being able to listen and understand yourself, and to have those conversations with yourself, which is huge. You can have the conversation with yourself, you can be in ceremony with yourself and intend to release and clear and all of these things. But if you are still experiencing these sensations and these feelings moving through you, a huge message coming through is to recognize the process of integration, recognize the process of a loving approach to this integration process. So I know that some of us have been moving through a lot of transition, have been in this place of like shedding the self in some ways, past versions of self. A lot of things are coming up that we thought we were good with. We're like, I thought I took care of this. When is the end? And I know this was something that came up last month as well. Like people asking, like, oh my goodness, this has been so difficult. This has been difficult. It's been hard. It's been a lot. I don't know how much more I can go. And really, the message here is to recognize that when you are constantly healing, constantly seeking healing, constantly seeking change within yourself and growth within yourself, this isn't always necessarily honoring the present moment of who you are, the present moment and the power of that presence, the power of your ability to naturally allow things to actually be integrated. And this integration process is this process of, okay, you gain the wisdom, you go through the experiences, the lessons, you whatever it is that you're moving through, you gain something from it, right? And from there, we almost expect, like, okay, it makes sense here. Perhaps the body gets to catch up in this process. You get to be a part of that loving, healing process with the body. And who knows how long that'll take? And and it's in recognizing that in that process, you get to sit down. You get to almost like fall back into yourself, almost sink down into you. And I hope this is kind of making sense, but especially if we've been really exhausted, we've been like overexerting, overextended, overwhelmed, or it's just been a lot. And we're wondering, why do things keep popping up and going here and there? And this is the time to really not retreat, but to allow yourself the space to actually be with what is difficult, with what is tough, instead of just labeling them and be like, all right, let me find the easy way out. Let me find a new path around this. And we don't even necessarily always realize we're doing this. It is a form of bypassing sometimes, and it is also a form of protection, that part of us wanting to return to some sense of normalcy, or return to some sort of peace or calm, where everything is okay. But who says that it isn't? What does that even mean to you in your experience? This okay, being normal, being at your natural state of being. If you were to really tune into the source within you, this self, who and how, like, what are those needs? What are those values? What are you upholding? What are you embodying from that place? Is this a person or energy that is seeing only one aspect of self as okay, as acceptable, to be able to hold space for someone else, to be able to show up in this way or that way, you know? So recognizing where we are almost discriminating against ourselves and what we're experiencing and how we're feeling. So yeah, I wrote down leaning and falling back into the self. You can see it as sinking back into the self, sinking into the places that we are avoiding, and recognizing that if you feel that you desire support in this process of being with the tougher emotions, the tougher thoughts, and getting to those states of being able to observe so that you can begin that process of detaching and actually understanding and gaining the wisdom and the medicine of this experience that is wanting to be shared with you when you are feeling reactive, when you are experiencing sensations in your body that, you can't necessarily ignore. This is a signal and sign to start to listen and have that conversation. Something is wanting to come through to you, right? And sometimes we can meet resistance again and again and again and again and again and again when those things come up, because we want to get to a certain place. We have an expectation. We're wanting this release, this clearing. We want to sigh and just lay down and be. And that's exactly what this month is calling for. Exactly what this month is calling for. So, a message to take a break, to release the expectations for now, to really go inward and be with yourself, but not to the point to where you are exhausting yourself over intellectualizing. And you know when we start to just we're always journaling or going through the process and having the conversations, it's like, okay, great, now where's the integration, where does the action come through, where does the day-to-day, moment-to-moment process of being present with yourself come in? If you are constantly just, like, pushing affirmations on yourself, pushing, um, expectations on yourself. So this is a time and place, especially with the Mercury retrograde, which ends, the 25th on my birthday, which is wonderful. Um, Especially during this time, even though, some of us were experiencing spring, there's a transition, we're wanting to take action in really big ways. Now is the time to get clear on the details of what it is that you are doing, what it is that you desire. Okay? Pay attention. Let's see. Yeah, clearing the mental chatter. So, air was a really prominent element that came through as medicine this month. And it's been interesting. We've been having winds like crazy. We've been having many storms, like thunderstorms, and we had hail, there's snow. I'm in California, okay? And this is not necessarily something that's very common, especially during this time as we move into April. So it's beautiful to see the shifting and the changing and within Mother Earth at this time. And what the air is really providing us is this clearing of the mental chatter. Air is often associated with the mind. It's associated with this space. It could also be very associated with just the cosmos and the consciousness beyond the body overall. So this is a wonderful month to, yes, get clear, I mean, by clearing the mental chatter, clearing the overthinking, bringing yourself to a loving approach in that clearing process so that you may return to that soul, that you may return to that inner being that knows. You may already know what it is that you want to do, and perhaps it feels difficult to have the motivation, to have the drive to actually get there physically. We can have it all up here in the mind, but when it comes to like the body and how we're feeling and what we're experiencing and going through, um in any aspect of life, we're meeting resistance, and we can meet this resistance. We can lean into it and expand our capacity for strength and resiliency in that process. But this is not a place to force anything. This is a place to really get clear on what these details are, to begin getting clear on those needs and values that we may have, and to begin to honor those first and foremost, and recognize that, okay, if you have if something if you have an intention, and this is aligned with your values and this is aligned with your needs, perhaps, whatever that may be, and something comes through that seems negative, it seems like the polar opposite of what it is that you are calling in, you are still attracting and noticing that, like, this is almost that polar opposite of what is happening, um, of what you are calling in. I hope my words are coming through. I feel like they're all very broken right now. But basically, there is this natural polarity that happens, and I think what's interesting is that, at least for me in my experience, is to come from a place of intention and moving forward and still being met with another energy that feels like, oh, I did not want this, it's not what I expected, this is not what I intended. However, this is that magnetism, that positive and negative charge here. And it's interesting how we can become seemingly attached because of the expectations here, rather than just recognizing that, okay, there are different energies here. There are other truths here. There are other ways of experiencing here. And learning how to, in this process, begin to not necessarily um, take it on as something that we need to necessarily, I guess, process through all the time. And I feel like some of us, when we're going through this healing journey, we can almost over process and overthink, like, okay, this has a meaning and this and this and this. Yes, all of it really does, but we are also working in a realm of polarity. All right. So this was an interesting message that came through. Um, and I want to read kind of this card, the Spirit of Air card, to y'all, because this has quite a few messages that I just want to sprinkle in there that might be helpful for some of y'all. Let's see. Clarity and expansive perception of life is emerging. You're being advised to see life from a higher perspective. Clear out mental chatter. Breathe. All is well. Do not be concerned. The cobwebs are being cleared away. So if anyone's been feeling and experiencing like confusion and not really knowing what they want, knowing who they are and things like that, this is this process. And this doesn't mean that you need to push through. It's the big message. Like, there's a pause being called upon us at some level, and this ability to breathe, to create the time space for this new energy to really integrate and embody within us, this new version of ourselves, if you will. All right. So communicate your truth, take care of details, pay attention, and don't let things slip through the cracks. Take time to hear the truth of others. Spirit is whispering to you. Open your mind to see a situation in a new light, which is a beautiful, beautiful message. But yes, with this mental aspect collectively, like, we're experiencing the clearing of the cobwebs, and this, when we're cleaning and we're blowing dust off of things, like, it can spread and create like almost a fog effect. And so I feel like that is currently what's going on right now, and could still kind of go on as we tune into April. But these messages of guidance to really pause and give yourself that space to breathe, to take pauses throughout your day, to take a few deep breaths, just like we did at the beginning of this live. Like, really, like, don't bring anything into it, don't make it like a whole thing. Like, you can if you want, and if that helps during the day, but like, close your eyes, go in and take those few deep breaths. Okay, a couple, I think maybe one or two more messages coming through here. A big reminder that this what is occurring at this time and continues to occur. We continue to get this card. I feel like we got it a lot last year. I think we needed a lot of reminders. Oh my goodness. How do I? But it says Lemurian, creating heaven on earth is happening. So recognizing that we are in this letting go and this remembrance, and it's happening. Whether we experience or see it or not, we're moving in a direction, okay? Evolution is happening. There is movement happening. And if we don't necessarily know what that's going to look like, what it's going to feel like and things like that, the most beautiful thing that we can do for ourselves and others right now is to release those expectations and bring ourselves to that space of recognizing like, okay, hey, take a breath. Take a breath. Arrive. Let's be here right now. Let's start to see things a bit differently. We're doing things a bit differently. We're seeing that battle of the minds, of the programs, of the beliefs, of the generations right now, of the ways of being. There's such an interesting mingling going on with generation to generation to generation. It's very interesting. And we're feeling that tension. We're feeling that pressure to honor our truths, and yet the ego is like, but we hold, this program that we have here, it actually helped saved us in all of these other situations. So be with yourself in that process as things come up, because the more present that you can be with those emotions, those reactions, those thoughts, your body, the more that you can actually begin that process of detaching from those things and moving forward in a way that honors your values. Okay. So, yeah, and Mother Earth is going through her process as well with us. You're not alone in this. We're not alone in this. Every being and energy here is moving through the same surge of forward motion that may have us experiencing like this split of energy, seeing the polarity so much more than we could ever see it, and recognizing that it is one, that we are one, that it cannot be ignored anymore. And it's interesting to see us go through that process as human beings and having access to so much visibility in things, and also, um, being curious on what isn't visible to us at this time. So staying curious and humble in that process, and practicing reciprocity when it comes to the earth. Us supporting her, she's supporting us. So continue to see that in this month. I know this is we've got Earth Day this month and things like that. So that was a message that was coming through, that this is a relationship we get to continue cultivating, is this connection with the lands that we live on. And just the earth overall. And for anyone that feels affected by the moon and its phases, pay attention to the phases of the moon when you are moving through what you are moving through this month. And I don't have much more on that, but this was kind of in relation to that sense of magnetism, what you are attracting, what is your intention, maybe experiencing things that feel like a nemesis to what you're experiencing, and recognizing that that does not have to affect you. It does not have to affect you. And giving yourself that power back. So, and I feel that within our soul circle today, we have these two cards here. These are the final cards that I pulled for this reading. But it said, let go and remembrance. Let go and remembrance. Gosh, I love these. I wish it would focus a little bit better, but yeah. So I feel like the focus here is going to be on really creating a space that we get to tune back in. We get to remember the self. We get to honor the energy that's flowing through us and not necessarily feel like we need to hold it tight and captive. This is what creates that tension. This is what can create blockages within our energy, our chi. all right, within our body. And we know this, okay? We know this. And now it's time to recognize, like, hey, if you've been calling for a break, this is it. And you can do it here within the mind, okay? You can do it here. So we're going to practice that a bit more in the soul circle together and probably have more conversation on what's going on here. But I would love, love, love to hear how is everyone feeling? What's coming up for you? What's resonating with you? This is the overall energy for this month. We're seeing that it's like the universe is like sitting us down. It's like, hey, all right, you need to get back to the self. And I'm not talking about your name. I'm not talking about your job. I'm not talking about your relationships. I'm talking about who you are and why you are here. And that does not need to be known on the level of language to where you can put it as your bio on Instagram, you know? So pause, take a breath. Let's clear this. Recognize that during this portal, during the eclipse, this is a wonderful time to unite and return right back to you rather than dispersing out. All right, no more outsourcing. All right, no more outsourcing. You are the source, every single one of us. There's no need to outsource here. However, once again, if you feel that you desire support in this process, this is what humanity is here for. Okay. There is nothing wrong with doing things on your own. There's nothing wrong with with wanting help and being in community in the process. There is a balance there that we get to honor within our process. All right. So that's the overall messages. That's what we got. If you are ready to drop into this and whatever it means to you, type 777 in the chat or the comments, like just claiming that now, like this solar energy. Look at these sunflowers. The sunflowers up in the hills over here, really calling for like a flower essence to bring in the energy of the solar energy. And I just love the dark center. They've got this dark center and these bright rays, and petals. So this is just reminding us, like, okay, the balance here, and the sinking into the self and seeing the gifts there with the large sunflowers. You start to peel up on this their center, and they reveal the seeds. So really, really beautiful. Yeah. Claiming it now. So I'm gonna tap into the chat. We can chat a bit more if anyone has any further questions or clarifications that they'd like, or anything that they want to share. Um, Please do. This is a safe space. We're here just to support one another in this process of ascension, remembrance, whatever word we want to call it. We're all on this journey of life, and we feel and sense that we have this purpose of why we're here. And it's important to recognize that here is where we will be. The here is where we are needed. We're not necessarily here to just ascend and go back to our star families and all of these things. Like, no, that's not what we're here to do. That's not. We're here to literally be human and offer the gifts that we have by existing and moving through the healing processes of what it is that we are born into, what it is that we are collectively moving through. Your energy, your essence is needed at this time. It's needed. So thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yes, if this served you at all, please do like the video if you haven't already. And if you're not subscribed and you're hanging out, like, you should subscribe. We do this every single month. All right, let's see. How are we doing? What's happening? All right. Da, 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 da. Exactly. Redmar says exactly, a lot of relapse the last 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been interesting. Like, we're seeing progress and motion on some like energetic level, and then it's like, ugh, we're sat back down, and I'm like, what's going on? what's going on? And a lot of confusion. You were like, where? And I almost feel like this is a part of us. And hi, cosmic wisdom. I feel like this is showing us like how we've been living and like our constant need to just like push through and like find a solution and instant gratification and wanting it to be okay. It's like, what if we just were confused? Would that be okay? Like, do we think that's okay to just be confused, to not know, to know some things, to be wrong, like just what we are. So it's interesting to start to think a bit more about, like collectively or societally or even just culturally, what brings us to those places of our relationship to what's happening. Um, yeah, but we're feeling it. A lot of confusions about my desires too. Uh-huh. Raymond said it's not always easy, the heaviness you have to go through sometimes. But I am so grateful to be living in this magical times. Yeah, I feel that as well. Like there's heaviness and even this rising, I was sitting and meditating in the sun and just like singing and being with the earth and myself and what I was experiencing and noticing that like there was release, like I was crying and releasing and understanding what was moving through, and nonetheless, like, I still felt the feeling in my chest, and a part of me was like, It wasn't enough. Like, it's not gone." I was like, "Excuse me? It's okay, like, I know what it is now. I can offer like, I understand. I can offer that aspect of myself and what I'm experiencing right now, love, you know? I don't necessarily need to be like, "Alright, you're gone, goodbye forever." I released it. I let it go. So, yeah, and it was just beautiful to recognize, and it offers so much peace, that acceptance to realize like, "Okay, I've honored myself. I've tuned in and listened and offered the space, and I can continue doing that moving forward." And I feel like that's really what we're going to yeah, experience moving into this month. But yeah. So let's do some readings. Before we get into it, I just want to let y'all know that we do have our soul circle right after this. We'll probably do some movement. Like I said, we're going to drop a bit more into these spaces of acceptance within ourselves and letting go of forgiveness and things like that. So if you are interested in joining, if you have never joined one before, you can join this one free, see what it's like. This circle is really a community space, a more intimate space for us to practice together, to drop into readings. So, and there's two ways to join. You guys can join free this first time, and if you enjoy it, you can join the channel. Um, or just join the circles as you feel called. But I'm going to put the link in the chat that kind of describes the couple options for being able to join. Um, yeah. That will be right after this live. Da, da, da. And this live is nice because we are really setting the intention for the soul circle as well. So it's nice to kind of like have that space. And Red Mars, you said maybe I will join the next soul circle next month. I feel too heavy right now. Yeah, and we have all of the and I'm sure you know we have all of the replays and things like that um on my mind blanked for a second. Ah, all the replays are on YouTube. So if you're a member, you know where the replays are. We have the replays for every single circle, and I title them what the practice was, and they're normally like 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, no worries. And also recognizing that like you being heavy in a space of community where we can really hold that space for you and just love on you in the process and yeah is really beautiful and powerful too, and recognize that we don't necessarily need to be in any certain state to show up to these things, and that's really my intention for the space that I hold, to recognize that like if you were feeling like you desire the time for yourself, then take the time for yourself. So honor yourself in that process and recognize, where you're coming from. So yeah. All right. So let's do 444 in the chat if you would like a live reading. Do-do-do. We are gonna pull from this deck that I have not used in quite a while, but it was coming up strongly at this time. This one. Oh, here. Ta-da! Work your light deck. All right, so yeah, 444 in the chat. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yay. All right. So with these readings, you can just take a breath. If you want to set an intention, you can do it right now. I'm going to go through and then yeah. But overall, if an intention is not really coming to mind, we're just looking at any messages for this month for you at this time. So that or anything else that you'd like. So I'll start with Jenna. And I'll be going in order of how I see you on my screen. It could be different on yours. All right. Jenna. Let's see what's coming through. I'm going to put these here. They're not spreading quite wide. Here we go. All right, Jana. It says the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Let's see if I can get that in there. Whoop, whoop. Pukuara kia nata shia lakatu shanamoa. Patia la kia satiana katua. And the atikia satua koala walo 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 walo. Ya ia satua ma ia shikiata niasko kwara kiata tayamaka. In samakoara era katia salakiana tuatiasa. Mokoa satiara katakum utika mala hia shendikura gara kiana ketewa. Ketewa kawasaya lakam. Mbuasatiarakia, Mbuasarikiaraku, Shariarakanakua, Erahiasatakim, Uru Kuru 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 Kuru. Trust your intuition. Trust it. And also recognize the difference between the intuition and fear. This protection from the space of love. That's thinking like, I know what's best for you. This is what we're gonna do. and sometimes it's like, no, actually, that was me. That's like past me. Me right now, I can grow. So yeah, you've been training for this for lifetimes. I'm curious if there's like any like major soul things like coming up, themes or lessons or things coming up for you, just to remind you like, hey, you literally got this. You got this. There's divine orchestration here. So, Jana, this is your card. Your reading. Let me know if it resonates. Ooh, thank you so much. Cosmic Wisdom, you are next. All right. Sheesh, y'all. The energy here. So beautiful. Birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Tatara kuana katiala. Atia tatuana katua nasiam. Nasiama kora kiala kasia na kieto tuam. Ingia tatua makatua matatuam batatuam. The stars are coming through really strongly overall, like to connect with. I think that's kind of what's popping out, is to be under the stars or to stargaze, or just like when you meditate, like imagine that you are, under the stars. Gia salakuana katiara kia satua ma ia sarakianda tiara kianda tua. There's a lot of support from this space. To assist you in the expansion and the birthing process right now. Unguosa tiena tialasia takutu kuonasia moaraka erokoaraka nokoaraka silakiana tua tiatota sianaka. Enatote tuasanaka. Yesatiana tatuta koaraka yesatiam. Ambuasha tiarakiata kiata. Ambuasa tiarakiana tuata. And there's nothing required of you, to receive this level of support. So just recognize that, open, bring yourself there, be a child, just like, So this is your reading and message, Cosmic Wisdom. Let me know if it resonates. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. All right, Nancy. Nancy. Here we go. Y'all. These messages, though, they're so like synchronistic, every single one of you. It says you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Keep facing your true north. The soul. Andatua sarakianapo. Napora kiasa lakanatu. Utua shariara kanatia. Atira kanakosha lakatia. Kolokolo kalekela koshakala kupakana korakia. Bakora kiarakan. Pasola kanosha. Angia sadakan. Agia oa. Ayasakoa ma ia la kuara ura kuasatian. Akiana hua satayatuam. Ahihihi taki ti o satu uru kuru kuku satia mapua. 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 Something that's also coming through, Nancy. I don't know if you know anyone that does energy work, but being able to offer yourself or receive some energy work could be really helpful at this time. It doesn't mean that you need to, but I think it would be really helpful in this recognition of just like clearing the mental chatter if you feel called. But that's just definitely a message coming through as well. And it is something that I do offer. But yeah, that's what's coming through, and you can offer it to yourself as well. So there you go. That is your reading, Nancy. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Red Mars. Whoa. One just popped right out. Okay. Huge, big message. And put 444 in the chat if you would like a reading. Let's see. Protection. It says, call your power back. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. And do satira kana ua ia sakamora kiamora kiamu. So I'm feeling this cord cutting is really important, especially for the space of your sacral at this time. What would be the womb space or the hara. So the sacral energy here, this place of creation, this really beautiful space of alchemy and yeah, replenishing of the self. So this protection, this is a beautiful time if you want to do like a smudging ceremony for yourself. If you want to like do a foot soak or in a bath, use some like salts or herbs or things like that, using those affirmations of I call and claim all of my energy and power from all times and all places back to me now, may be cleansed and purified upon its return. And I want to let everyone know, when you are cleansing, when you are calling your power back, bring yourself back, you can also take that time to release down into the earth or into the light of the central sun what is not serving you, what is not yours to hold at this time. In that process, you can even call upon any guides, your higher self, or do this yourself, and clearing and cutting and cleansing any cords, ties, and attachments, and this will help you bring that energy and power back to you. And then from that place, rest. Rest, but call yourself back, bring yourself home, and bring that is like another place where it's not just like having energy work done, but like really just reclaiming all of you back to the here and now. And that may like bring some things up, and this is where you can do the cleansing, the releasing, and then filling yourself up with either pure white light or golden light, that of your soul's essence. Create that powerful aura and field for yourself. Key. All right. So that is your message, Red Mars. Thank you so much. Let me know how you're doing. Hua. All right. You're so sweet, Christine. Yeah, I got you. I'll have you right after Raymond. So Raymond, you are next. Let's see. Let's see. All right. All right, cards. Let's do it like this. Sweet. Hey. All right, Raymond. Here we go. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Ambora kalasiana tua airakia la kanosu uasharakia. What's coming through? It's like a season. This has been a season for you, perhaps. Andora kalasiara kombo shadiera kanantia na mopura katia satamoa. Ngasiela te amashia de kura kamoa sati. Nahiela kasiara kurapa. Rakuarapa. Your ancestors are really coming through strongly with like support and love and encouragement and deep gratitude. Ambasiera kiata tua masia. Ambasiera tua takansiana. Ambosadiera kiela ko tuko shakua. Stay committed to this, and recognize like, yes, there is action. There is this masculine aspect, and there also is this rest and replenishment of the feminine too. And yes, salakiato ora. Ambosadiera kianasua. Ambosade kianasa. Anduashadiera kinasia. And this is exactly what is being deeply more integrated into this month for you. Trust it. Trust it. And you got it. So Raymond, this is your reading. This is your card. Let me know if that aligns. But yeah, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. That's been a big thing, like this entire time for each one of us. It's been like, actually, it's happening. I know it may not seem like it's happening in the way that we want to, and how we want to show up and like look like to other people, but it's like, no, actually, you're doing it. You're doing it. All right. Christine. Here we go. So if you'd like, take a few deep breaths. If you have an intention, wonderful. If not, this will be a message for you for this month. do a reshuffle. There we go. Okay. So I got this card, but it was like stuck to another card. So I was like, okay, let me just reshuffle. And I did, and I got it again. So perfect. Confirmation. This says birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Umbu. Umbu. Ooh, I feel like in this process of what's coming through is to continue expanding your field and vibration, if that makes sense. And this vibration, and this is why like the sound was coming through in the way that it was with the light language. Um, just very much like this, which is almost like we're seeing that like expansion from the center point, just like coming outward and allowing yourself not to just be seen and heard and all of these things, but like felt felt here. And it starts with you, it starts with your center, starts with your center. So this birthing of a new age, or this new creations, and what's like coming into your life or into your own being at this time, perhaps working with vibration in this way, that could be through words, songs, sounds, thought forms, and like really bringing your power into that, and seeing how that makes you feel, whether it's somatic or energetic, however it is that you sense. So that's a really big message for whatever your intention was, or this month is like really allowing yourself to play with and continue working with that expansion point, from yourself, from your being, from your energy, and letting it illuminate, and you feel that, it's not something that people need to tell you, but it's going to be felt, and maybe people will tell you when you feel like you're not in that place, and it's a reminder for you. It's seeding that reminder that like, okay, there you go, and it may feel different each time. So yeah. This is your reading, Christine. Da, 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 da. Thank you all so much. Yes. All right. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you so much, Aria. Yes, I've been called to truly go inward and feel and explore my feelings and who I am deeply. I feel like I've changed and grown so much lately. I love you, and I'm hugging. I'm hugging you too, Shanna. Yeah. Red Mars, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Wonderful. A huge heavy clearing work and power retrieval work. Yeah. Good. Wonderful. Yeah. We need this. All of us. Let's go. And it's funny, that's the light message send me were short, because I was feeling that right now. I didn't need light language because all the work I'm already doing. Yeah. Yeah, it was like you don't necessarily like need that, but like yeah. You got it, you got it. Card formation. Wow, amazing. Yeah. Hi, Jesse. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. It resonates. I truly appreciate expanding, especially through, yeah, for sure. Amazing. All right, y'all. It's that time. We're going to head over to our soul circle. If you want to join us for our soul circle, this is the space that we are going to drop into practice. We're going to do a little bit of movement, some breathing, meditation, chatting, more readings, whatever may come through. So, if you would like to join, I pinned the link on the chat. So just click that. You can join for free. The first one, if you're a member, go to the community tab. The Zoom link will be there. We'll hop on in like a couple minutes. Take some time, get yourself a drink of water or something, hydrate. But just thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you and your presence so deeply, in the work that you're doing. It's so powerful. It's so palpable. Every single one of you. Thank you for being here. All right. And if you are watching this as a replay, comment in the chat, comment in the comments down below. What your intentions are for this month. What are you moving through? Feel free to use this as a space to share. We're going to continue to return back to this, and I'll be checking in with y'all. Okay, we'll be checking in this month. We got this. All right. Happy eclipse season. Happy Mercury retrograde. Happy resting. All of the things. If you are not on my email list and you want to receive some love letters every single month of what's going on, um, yeah, sign up. Everything's going to be down there. If you are watching this also as a replay and you would like to see the soul circle we had him, you can find the link down there as well. So that's all of the things. But thank you all so much. Mwah. I will see you all in another video and another live, and I will see most of you, hopefully, on the soul circle in a couple minutes. All right. Bye, you guys.